Good morning, everyone. Hi, I'm MaryAnne. Welcome to MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. Welcome to my daily Sun Sign Love Connection readings. Today we are on the main sun sign of Gemini, and I like to call highlighted connection for today, October 28th, 2020, is going to be Pisces. Let me double check this, and I have to do this now because I like to be fair, and I like to make sure that I haven't done this very same connection, at least within this month. So as I look back, as I keep track of everything, first of all, I hope you're doing extremely well. I appreciate you being here. I love being here with you very much. We had Pisces and Virgo, and then before that, we had Pisces and Libra. And then for the beginning of the month, because we do beginning and middle readings, it was Pisces and Pisces. I think we're good. So Pisces and Gemini. I see this a lot, and there's a real good reason for it. So I'm going to read the three major categories for you, and through the Tarot energy and cards of the Art Nouveau Tarot deck this month. I'm going to continue to shuffle them as I'm talking because there's been a lot of repeats. I don't think it's from non-shuffling, to be completely honest, but just to make sure, from day to day, because after I've done the three major, topics and reading for the highlighted, I'm going to do an individual tarot message for every other zodiac sign in connection with the Gemini. Because let's face it, we all have so many connections in our life and love in all different areas. So yes, I want to emphasize specific highlighted connections, but I want everybody to get a feel and a chance to have a little message. So let's get with it, or on with the show, or however you want to say it. Anything spoken right now is a little tough for me. I'm praying and looking so forward to that, at least improving somewhat. These are not edited, and they are not scripted, so it all kind of comes through, and sometimes it gets caught between here and there, so bear with me. But so let's talk about Gemini. Well, Gemini is an air sign, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury has been and is still in Mercury retrograde phase where, everything kind of gets, the energy seems to be lessened. It seems to slow down. It's not legitimately going backwards, but if you look at it or you feel that sensation, you feel like you're going backwards because you can't quite seem to go forward. There's a lot of confusion at times. There's a lot of having to redo things and recheck things during Mercury retrograde. There's a lot of, for me, I started back at work, which I say every day because it's still so incredibly wonderful. And yet, every day I'm getting a change in schedule because, things come up and people have that happen, but it happens predominantly during retrogrades. Travel plans need to be double checked. Be sure that you bring a book and you can relax and retreat and, recognize that this would be a time that you may have to rebook and all the things that happen with the re's in the retrograde time. Transportation can be affected, as mine has, many people. And it's actually a blessing because if things are going a little awry and there are little notifications of that, sometimes it's bigger things, you get them taken care of and you're good to go. You don't want any major, huge thing happening, or certainly no accidents or anything. And so, yeah, we're in that right now. And it'll end on the 3rd, and we also have Mars in retrograde. So there's a lot of, like a holding pattern still, right, for a lot of us. Now, Gemini is ruled by Mercury. I'm good, excuse me. I won't redo it because I'm already on my second take as it is. So anyway, being ruled by Mercury means that you're an air sign to begin with is the sign of the mind and thoughts and, expansion and ideas and creation and commerce is what Mercury rules. Work, connections. I was going to say, when you want to network, a lot of networking, a lot of achieving and, creating and making things happen. So any sign that's has their ruler as Mercury is probably going to be even more affected, but once again, not for long. So if you're feeling that way, please don't take it to heart. It's passing soon, okay? And a lot of us know about Mercury retrograde. It comes at least 3 times, sometimes 4 times a year. And so it's something we've kind of come to understand and just kind of say, okay, for about 3 weeks, right? Gemini is usually known for being able to teach, and because they're so capable of expressing and sharing their knowledge, and they want to be very astute and high learning, and they want to continue to grow and to help others in the process. You know, teaching is in all different forms. They could be a great parent that helps their children, especially now, right? But they do oftentimes have that as a career, and they are very very knowledgeable in pretty much every subject, you know. I mean, they're like the jack of all trades, you know. They know pretty much a little bit about everything. I love having conversations with Geminis. I love their levity. Sometimes they're so much fun, and they're just like the life of the party. And I say sometimes because, you know, like everybody, but specifically, there's a duality with the Geminis. So you might see a side of them at one point that's very gregarious and outgoing, and other times more laid back or, you know, very introspective. So it depends. It depends on the day. They are a mutable sign. They're very, very adaptable, though. They can change with the best of them. And a lot of times I think in their life, they do tend to change their occupation, even if they're always teachers. Maybe they go from school to school, or, you know, university and so forth, different places within the same field. And they do it well and with, you know, ease and grace. They love fairness and justice, and they are, you know, constantly thinking, like I said. So sometimes you might find them detached because they're in their minds, and you know, they're on a subject or thinking about something, and very, very quick in energy. You know, a lot of energy always comes to mind with this mercurial, you know, ruled sign, and loving fun people, you know. So most people definitely appreciate and are attracted to this, you know, on all different levels of connections. So that is the, you know, small synopsis characteristic of the sun sign aspect, of course, of Gemini. And then we go on to the Piscean, which is, interestingly enough, also a mutable sign, but water. So water and air are obviously different elements, right? But here's the thing. I love these two in particular because of the connection of the both being mutable, very adaptable, both basically having the duality, because the symbolism of Pisces is the 2 fish. When you look on an astrology, you know, book or wheel or whatever chart, and that really represents the ability to kind of go in either direction, understanding all sides of a situation and people. Feeling is a huge portional part of the personality of a Pisces, because they're all about their emotions. They sense and feel, and they're very, very impressionable. They take on other people's feelings, and literally, you know, it's they understand in the deepest ways, subconsciously and consciously, you know, what's happening, and it's a lot, and it's well, they care a lot about people. They care a lot about life. It feels as though they have been in many lifetimes, you know, and when you meet them, you recognize this beautiful kind of just organic, creative aspect to them. And spirituality is always in the forefront with many Pisceans. And so I personally am very attracted to that, but they can teach you things and express things in ways that I don't think a lot of people can. Very creative, very capable of being in the arts, of course, you know. They like to kind of go with the flow. They don't want to be restrained in too many ways. They like to have their own time schedules, you know. They like to rest when they need to rest, and they may want to work the night through, right? And then that beautiful artistic, you know, creativity comes through to them, and then they can, you know, feel inspired or what have you. So that's always good for a lot of people that are entrepreneurial types, you know, and want to have their own businesses and not have to necessarily answer to other people, which they can do very well. But I always bring that up because I've known many Pisceans, and I have a Pisces rising, and I've been self-employed with other jobs pretty much my whole life. So I can relate and gravitate towards that. Now, yeah, the sensitivity is, like I said, there. Lots of things are able to be spoken about. I love how Pisceans speak, and they're very good at, once again, communicating in different mediums like writing and speaking, of course, through YouTube. Just, I don't know, there's a real attraction to them. There's a mystery to them, and they are ruled by Neptune, and that's the planet of mystery and unseen, and, just kind of almost deceptive, but fantasy and illusion comes to mind. So yeah, these two can have an amazing, beautiful, good time, and they both accept that, sometimes they may not be the first one to admit they're going to be on time, or they may forget an appointment on occasion, but it's not because they're trying to be unkind. They never do it maliciously. They got a lot going on. They're always thinking and always moving and always shaking and doing, But I like this combination a lot, and let's see what your specific tarot messages are for today. And this is obviously could be moving forward too, but as we end the month, I'm going to be doing the final 3 readings, and then we'll start fresh again in October. Excuse me, we're in October, in November. And believe me when I tell you, just from what I've been reading and understand and feeling, because I've been getting a lot of interesting downloads and dreams, which happens a lot with water too, and the receptivity that it brings to us. And then the full moon on the 31st being in Taurus and just being so bright, and it illuminates things that need to be attended to. It culminates things, and it also, because of the culmination and ending, brings newness, right? Transformation. So I like this particular moon for both the Piscean and the Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus, and right now we happen to have Venus in the sign of Libra. So there's a lot of that beautiful, magical Venetian love and companion and harmonious energy, which is so beautiful when I read my love connection readings, because with that energy, in addition to some of the more, I would say, challenging energies, it just softens it. It puts a glow around it, And then with the fact that Uranus is in Taurus and will be for another 6 years or more, that's the planet of unbelievable surprises, unexpected, events and current events, sometimes instantly. The Tower comes to mind with the symbolism of the tarot, because, if you have in this particular, symbolism, the Tower is this burning inferno, right, of a tower burning down and people jumping out and everything. Well, the foundation is still strong now, because that's what keeps us alive and thriving and, stable in some way, right? We have to have that. The part that isn't coming or is burning down is essential for us. When we move in our lives, when we meet new people, when we let go of people, when we start new jobs and we have new ideas and all these, they're all Tower moments. Epiphanies and incredible changes in our minds and thoughts that come in that help us for the rest of our lives. Those are Tower. They're not necessarily a negative, right? But a lot of times they can be unexpected. So I feel like it's going to be beautiful, happy things. How's that? That's what I'm putting out to everybody, and that's what I choose to believe and see. And I think that anything right now is going to be an improvement, to be honest, with a lot of what's happened this year. So it can be really incredible, and I hope it is. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please take that moment to just hit that subscribe button. And if for no other reason, to share with me what may or may not occur, between now and your next reading. Because there's a lot that can happen, and you know how that happens. We wait a lifetime, and in one day's time, everything just finally just falls into place. It's pretty miraculous and worth living for, if you ask me. So the first, like I said, 3 cards will be under the 3 major categories I'll talk to you about. And I'll be darned, I'm shuffling them the whole time, and here they come up as repeats. Different, order, but okay, so let's move forward with the explanations. The very first card is what I call the catalyst. It's what brought you to this reading and how your overall energy was feeling to this moment. And you have the Queen of Cups. And here's that beautiful, heart-centered, emotional depth creativity like none other, right? The ability to create and manifest in our life. The Queen, the quintessential, energy of absolute love and femininity, maternal kind of beautiful, nurturing energy, wanting to give, wanting to fill your cups, wanting to show you how deeply love can impact and influence us all. And that's a beautiful, beautiful overall energy. And we're in Scorpio season, so that's a very beautiful, deep, passionate kind of energy as well. I mean, all about transformation, all about really loyalty and working through challenges so that you can better yourself, the deepest type of transformations that comes through with Scorpios. So I love that a lot. This is beautiful for this connection. And I just hope it keeps growing and growing for you. And then the second category is under the category of possible blessings or obstacles. Here you are again, another queen. So two queens. Just so much emphasis on, once again, the feminine qualities that we all have, male or female, right? But it's the part that's receptive. It's the part that feels the most. A lot of the masculine is about doing and action and movement and thought. Those are the signs that tend to have the, be titled masculine or feminine. But right now, there just seems, and with the moon is incredibly receptive and very, I want to say maternal and feminine in many ways. And it is just coming through as this strong, fiery, vibrant, loving, and capable. Strength comes with this, absolutely, for all of us. To be able to withhold all the things that have come to this point in our lives and to work through them and to know that we have that ability, And it's beautiful. It's as strong as the Queen of Cups, but just in a different manner, It's just, it's a wonderful, wonderful, highly creative and progressive energy that's coming through. So I'm praying that's a blessing in your understanding. It does represent the fire signs of, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. And we are in Mars retrograde Aries, so that's, even in retrograde, there's still a lot of energy with the fire of Aries, And that is going forward in November on the 13th as well. So just keeping the passion going there. The third category is under the finances. They're fundamental, practical, tangible things in your life. And you have the Nine of Wands. Once again, a card that just keeps coming up. Realistically, this is actually beautiful because nines represent completion. And to me, the Nine of Wands is just incredibly hard work and almost feeling like you've had enough, like you might not be able to persevere. But keep it going because just around that corner, trust me on this, is that 10. That's that new cycle. It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of hardship on the body, the mind, the soul. It's a lot of work and competitiveness sometimes when it comes to the fire, and just feeling overworked, and that's what's bringing in some real substantial and, I want to say, secure financial wealth and benefits because of it. So trust me, your work is not for naught. It is definitely being recognized. And with the new aspects and everything moving forward in November, right around the corner, it's going to change the energies like from night to day. It's going to let you go forward, and it's going to let you and allow you to have the strength. And it's going to let you and allow you to receive the gifts that you deserve. And Uranus is good with that too. It's kind of karmic in a lot of ways. What have you put forth? Because that's what you'll receive back. All that hard work, you think, where is it going? It does have its just rewards. And this is what I'm feeling for you. The ending of that hardship, the ending of the real hard work, and now being able to see the fruits of your labor. financially and otherwise. So, you know, hang in there. And it's not to say that you're not doing very well right now. I just feel like it's time to rest during the retrograde right now. And a lot of people, including people changing their appointments at work with me, they're taking time to go away. It could be nearby. I know a couple of people going to Hawaii. I'm super happy for them, and I really, really want that so much. It's just not the right timing for me, but it's in my arsenal of thoughts and ideas and inspirations for me to have for next year, because I never want to let go of those. You have to have that balance. It can't be all work and no play. It's kind of what's coming through with this too. You will be rewarded. So those are the three major category, you know, messages for the highlighted connection of Pisces and Gemini. And now I'm going to read an individual message for every other zodiac in connection with Gemini. So let's go with we'll go clockwise. Aquarius and Gemini, beautiful connection, both air signs, both very, very interested in learning and education and bettering themselves and the world and the process, teaching what they learn, definitely wanting fairness and justice. And it just so happens all of the major planets that are very, very instrumental in affecting our lives in various areas have all been in Earth planets this year with Capricorn. And all that's going into air, which is Aquarius and Gemini and Libra, starting December 21st. So if you're an air sign, you're really going to feel it. And I promise you it's going to feel lighter and better than it has certainly this year and even before, because there's been a lot of Earth energies for quite some time now. There'll still be a few remaining, but it's really going to lighten up, and a lot of them will be focused on Aquarius. And that's all about truth and changes and breaking the norm, and science comes into mind. Aquarius happens to be ruled by Uranus, and that's going to be amazing scientific inventions like continually happening technology-wise, forward thinking. This is a beautiful combination. The two of you have a lot in common. You enjoy each other's company. You know, Aquarians, they're easy to like. They love socializing. They love having fun. And you know you do too, Gemini. So I see and feel really good. Not much more to say. Gemini is immutable, whereas Aquarius is a fixed sign. So just working through the combination of conversation and respect for the differences. And you have the King of Cups. Wow. The maturity of love. Once again, you had the Queen in your other, you know, reading for the highlighted, but it's really just this incredible, passionate, emotional love that you're feeling. I don't know what's happening specifically. This is a general reading, right? But I know that it's good, and I know that it's really one of the most caring and generous energies with the King of Cups, being the Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Maybe you're very familiar with whom I'm speaking of, even if it's not your main connection of the Pisces. There's something going on, or being the two of you, Aquarius, somehow or another, something watery is really affecting the two of you. And it's good. And I think it's just you two feeling really strongly attached and grateful for it. So I love that a lot. Can't say much more than that. Then we go with Gemini and Capricorn. And this is a very different type of energy with the air and the earth. But I see it all the time for the very reason that it is opposition there. It's very attractive to a lot of people. It's nice to be with people that remind you of yourself. Obviously, it seems easier, right? But when you have a person, oops, this wanted to come out, okay? When you have a person that is different, you can really learn so much, not only with them, but about yourself and what it is that you want to expand and how you want to see things from a different point of view and be accepting and willing to do so. You got the Five of Swords. Now, this is telling me, once again, with the swords being the air element, that you're kind of in your element, very much in your element, Gemini. And if not with the two of you, meaning the Capricorn connection, there's been some controversy and some real confusion about communication. Thoughts and the way things are spoken or maybe misunderstood, which is understandable during a retrograde. I prefaced that at the beginning of this. this is a passing thing. And I also attribute this to, you know, just people in our lives that say things at the wrong time in the wrong place, and knowing when to shut out things that aren't important or just gossipy, non-consequential things, right? And really just sticking with the two of you, working with progress to improve communication. And there's always room for that, right? So once again, the thing about the air signs and the messages is they're usually very quick in passing, as are clouds and movement of air. So nothing to concern yourself with. And then the next we have is Gemini and Sagittarius. And you know what? That is your polar opposite, but it's a combination I see over and over again. One of the reasons is because it's air and fire working together, and they're an amazing element that works extremely well together. And one that I see all the time, it brings excitement, it brings this fiery energy and motivation and conversation. And, you know, who doesn't want to have good conversations? I know I thrive on it. It just really inspires me to talk to people that want to learn and talk and share. And Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, so it's a beautiful, benevolent, very lucky kind of energy around them. Very inspiring, optimistic. They love to travel and be adventurous. They're very, very freedom oriented, you know, and that's intriguing, right? Like, I want to laugh through that person. But you love your freedom too, Gemini. You know, Sagittarius is our immutable sign as well. So that's a very complimentary thing. And they definitely are extremely interested in higher learning and educating themselves and others. And they do represent the half moon, half man and half horse. And they've got that arrow, and trust me, when they point that arrow towards their destination, they will achieve it. Nothing's going to stop them. Fun, caring, very, very straightforward, very honest, and, you know, authentic. So I see, no wonder I see it all the time. I mean, that's how I think most people feel about Sagittarius, but this is extremely good for you. It's a real karmic kind of a connection too, I find, for a lot of people, and long lasting. And you have the Page of Pentacles. So this is new information about money. It doesn't surprise me, because there's so much the two of you can work with and together in love and in partnerships of all types. Now, the page represents new and kind of young and youthful ideas, something that may be just starting. It also represents children. So maybe you're putting forth or aside, or you're contributing to a child in your life for the two of you, or you're putting money aside to have a child. Very important time for that sort of thing. That's been read about quite a bit in astrology. So, and the Pentacles are the, you know, the earth signs, the practical parts of our lives that we want to stay practical about. Having fun and adventure and good times, but also being sensible. So interesting, but if you haven't heard, I would imagine the news is coming pretty soon. We had the new moon in Libra on the 16th, and it's now the 28th. So yeah, the new moons can last 6 months. But what's interesting though, Gemini, is we're now going to be having a new change as far as the eclipses from Capricorn and Cancer, and now Gemini and Sagittarius. So the first eclipse will be at the end of November in your sign. A lot of changes there too. And it has to do with talking and communicating. And actually it's in the 9th house. So that's really about love and all sorts of beautiful creativity aspects. What can you build upon that you've started or want to continue starting, and so forth. I'll get back with that. That's a really important aspect coming up though too, planetary wise. Then we have Gemini and Scorpio. I like it a lot. There's a lot of people I've met, Gemini and Scorpios. I feel as though I've met everybody, every sign, and studied throughout the years where there's some attachment and some relation and connection with the Sagittarius at some point in your life. And a lot of times people say once you've had one, you'll never go back. And other people say it's the only thing I'm interested in. So it depends on what you're getting, you know, and it's just like with Gemini. There's a lot of variables when it comes to the personalities and the intensity of Scorpios. Scorpios are water, and they are deep, and they are very, very mysterious and secretive about a lot of things, but very knowledgeable, very capable of pretty much anything. You know, they're all into transformation, rejuvenating, reinventing themselves. They're ruled by Pluto, and they are harsh at times. They understand how hard it is to break away from the parts of us that really are not to our highest good, right? They want to share that with others. They're very loyal and really, really kind-hearted people in so many ways. But black and white, they're a fixed sign. You know, what they say, they can be rather stuck on their ideals. I don't know. I think it's really a very attractive and magnetic kind of energy and connection here. And you have the Queen of Swords. So there you are once again. The Queen is, you know, the epitome other than the King. And I don't attach gender. But once again, the Queen of Swords represents yourself, Gemini, or Aquarius, or Libra. And the fairness is imperative for all of you. Being very straightforward about your communication, sometimes to a fault, which, by the way, Scorpios appreciate, because they recognize authenticity and they're not interested in anything else, to be honest. And they can smell it a mile away when you're not being authentic. So you really can't fool a Scorpio. So that's in itself is kind of beautiful. They have that ability to be psychically in tune with you. They love physical intimacy, as most people do, but this is a really good one for you. This represents, once again, the Venus aspect, the love, the money, all the things that are important and powerful. Truth, you know, straight to the point, cutting away all the BS, enjoying good things, positive things together. Because the list is too long as to what that could be. I like that a lot for you, though. And then we have Libra and Gemini. Beautiful. Many Gemini friends. I'm a Libra. And siblings. And just, you know, this ability to just really communicate and resonate and reverberate off each other. You know, the energy is right. And I think that Libras tend to calm down a lot of Geminis, because when they get up and going, it's like, oh, it's noticeable. So it's a really good harmonious kind of energy, again, that kind of helps to keep everything more temperate and balanced. But you both love to be fair and just. You want equilibrium, you want truth, equality, all the things we're fighting for right now in life, right? Really coming to the forefront. Libra is ruled by Venus, where it's in Venus right now in Libra. And a lot of beautiful things can happen at this time in particular. If it has been a little delayed, it's perking up again. You must be feeling it. What is your energy? Nine of Pentacles. That is so beautiful. That is such a feeling of abundance and wealth. And I mean in your, you know, your physical life, your money, your friendships, your connections. But it's also the wealth of knowledge and just knowing you can do this. You know, this is an independent sign, the 9. And the 10 is the next one. That's the most. That's the family. That's everyone. But you worked hard to do this. It's not necessarily something that happened with the help of others, other than the beautiful co-creation of life and, you know, source or God or whatever you want to call it. But it's absolutely beautiful, and it was so earned, you know, and it took time, and you're there, and you should feel very, very happy, and together it can continue to build, you know. So what a beautiful energy that is for the two of you. Then we go to Gemini and Virgos. I know right off the bat, a really good friend Gemini of mine, that her husband is a Virgo, and they're so different, you know, and it just works. I mean, he keeps her calm and grounded. Virgos are very, very practical and reliable and very detail-oriented and organized, and everything that most Geminis, I shouldn't say that, I apologize. A lot of Geminis are not interested in that. They're very good at what they do, but they want other people to take care of the aspects that, you know, kind of bore them. Their mind's too quick. They want to be doing other things and you know, making those connections and all that to create and better the situation. But to have that Virgo influence, friend, love, marriage partner, It will definitely keep things grounded and, you know, stable and secure and permanent. And permanent's important. I think a lot of people go into relationships wanting permanence. They're not going into it thinking, ah, well, sometimes you do. But, you know, for the most part, you want people, friends, and everything to be in your life as long as possible, right? And Virgos are there to help. Boy, they know a lot about things. They're a mutable sign, and they are ruled by Mercury as well. Very good connection there. So yeah, I love it. And Virgos love natural things. They love, you know, planting and gardening and just taking really good care of themselves. They have a lot of wealth of knowledge about that they could show you and teach you if you don't already know, Gemini. So it's really nice to have a meeting of the minds with these two connections. You have a 5 of Wands, and you know what? It kind of really doesn't surprise me, because both of you, once again, you're both ruled by Mercury, and right now it's in retrograde. So there's a lot of chaos and a lot of action that you want to take because you work hard and you really are about doing and motivation, and it's being stifled, and there's a lot of misunderstandings about communication, or, you know, actual appointments that you're having to redo and schedule, and all that I've explained is happening to me. It's outside, it's outer as opposed to inside, and it's conflicts that maybe don't even have anything to do with you, and you're best to stay away from that, is what I'm getting from this. It's change, it's controversy, it's life, right? So stay at peace and know that, you know, you have each other, and that'll get you far. And then we have Gemini and Leo, which is also amazingly beautiful, with that beautiful air and fiery element connection and combination. Leos are beautiful, very demonstrative, ruled by the sun, energetic, vitality is like up off the roof. When they're up, they are really up, and they're so confident, and they show such leadership and such talent and, you know, creativity and capability, and they want to be leaders, and they want to show you how to do things. They prefer to be in leadership versus taking on authority. Not so great with that, but with the right people they can be. They are fixed sign, but they are also ruled, like I said, by the sun, and we're talking the sun sign, and we're talking about just expansion and growth and creativity to the biggest form. That's attractive to you. They're extremely physically attractive a lot of times. Even if it's not like physical, there's something very magnetic that happens with the two of you. I've seen it many times, and they have a huge heart. They're generous, and they will give you love like none other. Nothing small with them. So you have the 5 of Pentacles. So what's happened is there's this, well, it has to do with the ego. This is always about the ego, and it's feeling sad, like we're not enough, like we're missing out on something, like we've been left out. You know, the fear of missing out kind of thing comes into mind. I don't know if it's you. I don't know if it's the way you've been feeling with someone else, and you really don't want that person in your lives anymore. I can't say, but I know it's a passing feeling as well, as long as you allow that. All of us go through times when we're feeling less than. That might be very appropriate with the energies of the full moon coming in, that Taurus wanting to be strong and everything, and then being knocked off our feet because of all the other influences. But just stay strong and know you've always got help. And the two of you will help each other out through this as well. Just a thought, you know, just about our thoughts, and keeping them as positive as possible during times like these, where it can go up and down, you know, from one day to the next. And knowing that, you know, there's always someone in some place that you can go to and turn to and talk to, and know that, you know, they're there for you. You've got help. There's always going to be help. Just even in meditation and silence, answers will come. And then we have Gemini and Cancer. This is beautiful, and it's water and air. Now the Cancer is ruled by the moon, so there's a lot of I feel like they're feeling a lot right now. This has been a month with 3 moons total. That's unusual, right? You usually have the full and the new, or the new and the full. It's been full, new, and now full. So the second full is always the blue moon. It's like once in a blue moon. forgive me, yeah, just unusual circumstances, right? All preparing us for a better, stronger transformation coming forth. It's so, so important for us. And I think it's going to be very, very welcomed. And I think a lot of us are understanding that now after a full, almost year of not understanding a whole lot. So, yeah, Cancers love very much. They care a great deal for others. They're very nurturing, very sensitive, moody at times, you know, just taking on others' energies, and yeah, emotionally just very, very, very deep about their emotions and those that they care about. So they can appreciate your levity, you know, they love your intellect, they love your ideas. And you have the star, which is the major arcana, and it represents Aquarius, which is, like I said, where we're going. It's going in that path. The ideas and inventions of the future, breaking through the traditions that have not and will no longer work. That's so beautiful. Hold on to your dreams. Always, always write them down. Feel them strongly inside of you, and talk about them together often, in the privacy of your own, you know, homes, and just, or write down in a log, and really, really have the intentions, because they will come through and true, and sometimes always, sometimes not always in the way you think, but pretty darn close. So this is beautiful for the two of you. I truly hope that that happens sooner than not. And I really feel like this new year will bring some answers and some prayers to come true for a lot of people. And then we're going to go into Gemini and Taurus, which is also right next to you. So, you know, I see this all the time. I mentioned it, I think, the other day. My mother and my stepfather were Gemini and Taurus, and boy, yeah, there was a deep love there, and it's totally different energy once again. You've got the very grounded, stable, very structured, you know, reliable, steadfast energy of a Taurus, you know, the bull, the fixed sign, the very determined, ruled by Venus. So they have that intuition and that beauty and that love of luxury and life and all the beautiful things that life has, and art and food and drink and so forth. So they want to make people really happy. They want to share that with others. They're going to work hard to get it. And they're happy to share it with those that mean a great deal to them. Friends, family, whomever. I don't know where you fit into that Gemini with the Taurus, but it's a beautiful thing. And they are the sign of money and wealth. They just seem to be able to do it so well. And you can never go wrong with learning, you know, tricks on how to manage money. And that you can find with Taurus. There's that stability there that's really a good feeling. Your energy, Taurus, is the sun, man. One of the best cards in the deck with the two of you. Just such creativity, like I said, and energy and beautiful happiness and joy and belief and trust and faith in life and what's going on. Finally, right? I love this. I pray it's happening for you and you're absolutely resonating with this. And just have fun, boy. Take it in while you can, because, you know, everything's It's cycles. It happens in cycles. So grab onto this beautiful energy of that. And I know it has to do with Venus because, yeah, Taurus is ruled by Venus. It's all about love and money and all the gorgeous things. And then we have Aries and Gemini. Very, very cool as well. Fire and air. You know, just all sorts of ideas come to mind. Aries is very much a leader type of energy. The strength is there, the confidence you love to see, the wherefore to just try things and just go straight forward and ram themselves. Literally, they're the sign of the ram, you know, that bam, straight forward. Nothing's stopping me, man. What beautiful energy is that for people that are like, sometimes Geminis, I'm not sure. Decision making can be a little hard. Go for it, man. Trust, believe, and if you have to do it over, so be it, but make it happen. Even though Aries is in retrograde, Mars is in Aries retrograde right now, it's not going to be for long. So continue to dream, continue to think together about what's happening. That's what this time is about in retrograde. To really finalize and revisit and reevaluate and all the re's, relax. Take some time, go on that trip together, enjoy each other, laugh, and they're cardinal sign Aries, they're initiators, they want things to happen. So even if it's a little bit of a respite, it's not for long. And you really thrive on that kind of energy with you, Gemini. Your specific message is, there you go, the Chariot. Mastering your creativity and anything you put your mind to, yourself, your spirit, your job, your connection, your relationship. You're the king or queen of your vehicle. You're in charge, you're victorious, it's happening, it's moving, it's going forward. It's slow, but it's definitely going forward. And just being careful, if it is transportation, make sure if you're leaving and going on the vacation, you should very well be doing and certainly deserve that you recheck your tickets and your times and all that. Make sure you label your luggage and all the variables there, and just really thriving. And it is representative of Cancer. So there you go. We're in Scorpio season. There's a lot of water. There's a lot of love. There's a lot of passion going on. And trust me, Aries and Gemini, you both have passion. That's not an issue. So fantastic, beautiful messages. I love them all. I think they all have something to share and to think about. Hopefully they've spurred some insight into your lives. And we're going to read and finish with the last two oracle messages that I'm using this month is the Wisdom of Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. And so this is for all the amazing, beautiful Geminis out there and your highlighted connection of, what was it today? I've already forgotten. Isn't that terrible? I'm so sorry. I'm like completely going blank, but you know what I'm saying. And then all your other connections. Let's just say all your connections. Really important right now. So this message is to just kind of fill you with even more knowledge that you already have within. And it kind of spurs that back up and makes you go, that's right. That's what I'm needing to really remember and focus on right now. Because it's all inspiring and it's all about upliftment. I'm making sure I shuffle it really well. Thinker. That's so perfect. Thinker. Well, that's what you do, Gemini. You're all in the mind, right? Thinking, always wanting to create, to start, to talk, to communicate, to bring things to life, right? Through our thoughts. And number 44, which is 8. 8 is about abundance. It's about manifestation. It is such a power number. And it's really, really cool. It's actually a beautiful time to be just thinking about things, like I said, during retrogrades. I truly love that. And I'm going to read to you specifically what it says from the book. I'm still in my mind thinking, what was the highlight? I'm so sorry. It's just been those kind of days. Days like days. Essential meaning, strategy, being analytical, and logical. That's a word I haven't brought up once again, which I used to all the time for air signs. So logical. The oracle's message, the ability to reason and strategize is the focus now. Take things at face value and follow the logical path. Your calculations will prove to be correct, for in this moment there is no deeper meaning than what is obvious. That's kind of good to know, right? What you see is what you get. Things are exactly as they seem. You have all the information you need. Keep it simple and you will win the game of life you're playing right now. I love it. It's so just straightforward, and that's really important right now. I don't like a bunch of chaos and, extra thoughts, and I appreciate that so much. I hope you do as well. And also, I'm going to finish with your Super Attractor Manifestation card, because this is feeling the life you want into reality. Emotionally bringing it to tangible, physical form. You know, it really is the ticket with law of attraction. Thinking is essential, visualizing, but unless you're feeling it, you know, it's just not what happens. It's just not the way of the law. So what is the beautiful mantra, I like to call it, for all of you beautiful Geminis and all your connections? Today it is going to be, what a beautiful card. It has all the colors of passion and creativity from the second chakra, the root chakra, and then the third eye. That third eye of knowing and absolute intuition, which is very prominent in the month of October. The veil thins from the mystical aspect of life and unseen parts of life. The ability to communicate without words and speaking. When I truly surrender my desires to the universe, a mighty force of faith can set in. Whew, I always take a deep breath when they say surrender, because it's not about being weak. It's not about just giving up ever. It's saying, okay, I'm going to turn this over to you and trust exactly in the process and know it's all going to be exactly as it needs and should be. And that's for you, and I love it. Thank you for taking the time once again, for being here. I would love to have you coming back. I'm here every day, and by hook or by crook, it takes so much longer to upload, which is why I wanted to do this. So it's a little after noon now. We'll see how long it takes. It took till like 9 p.m. last night. It's retrograde. Take extremely good care of yourselves. I appreciate you so very, very much. Until next time, thank you so much. Bye for now.